We know that the Chicago Bulls went ahead and added Josh Giddey. But the question for today for Josh Giddey is, will Josh Giddey help the Chicago Bulls open up this offense finally? And then Joe Cali got some more stuff regarding your Chicago Bulls. Should the Bulls be on the lookout, or should we be on the lookout for the Los Angeles Clippers and Zach LaVine? I don't know. I'm just getting tired of it. Y'all know we're going to talk about it and break it all down, though. But you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shot Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. If you're tuned in with me today, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Now, we know a lot of things have been going on with the Chicago Bulls, with trade talks, getting DeMar DeRozan out of here, getting Zach LaVine out of here, picking up Josh Giddey. So I really want to talk about Josh Giddey and the Chicago Bulls picking him up and the significance of it, because I absolutely believe that he will open up this Bulls offense. But we got to talk about it. We got to break it all down to see if that makes any type of sense for your Chicago Bulls. Now, the Chicago Bulls last season, when we talk about the offensive rating for the squad, they came in with an offensive rating of 113.5, which was 24th out of 30 teams. So that lets you know that the Chicago Bulls wasn't really that damn good offensively, and with a pace of 98.5, they was 19th in pace. If we look in, that was year 2022, 2023. But in last year, they still didn't improve much. We talking about the offensive rating being 114.9, and these guys being 19th in offensive rating, and then 96.3 in pace, which was pretty much second from the bottom at 28 out of 30 teams for the pace. Now, when we talk about what Josh Giddey could bring to the squad, we all pretty much know, there's going to be some guys or some gals that's not really on board with this, and they're going to push back on it. But I believe that some of the key things that we need to look at is going to make a lot of sense and hopefully change the Chicago Bulls team for the better. Now, I know that a lot of us, we like to go ahead and point to what the stats was for Josh Giddey last season with the 12 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. But they like to kind of overlook the year prior to that, before J-Dub got to the Oklahoma City Thunder, when his role was a lot different and more defined. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't any friction going on within the squad. And Josh Giddey put up 16 points, 6 assists, and about 8 rebounds. Obviously, we rounded some of those numbers up, but nonetheless, it was 16, 6, and 8. That's and I already came out and said it and let people know that this season coming up, I believe at a minimum, is going to be 16, 7, and 7. At a minimum, as the starting point guard, at a minimum, 16, 7, and 7. And I know there's going to be some people that's going to come out here and say, what about Lonzo Ball? Lonzo Ball shouldn't be starting. He should not. Lonzo Ball should be playing about 20 minutes per game to start, to start this season. And I don't believe he's your eventual starter. I believe that you cannot place all your chips in this basket of Lonzo Ball health anymore. I'm not saying he's not ever going to be healthy again or his career is over, but the Bulls, you don't want to fuck around with this. Your future is the younger and the healthier guy. The younger and the healthier guy is Josh Giddey. That's a fact. The younger and the healthier guy. The guy that's Lonzo Ball coming back, he's a wild card. He can absolutely make a difference with his three-point shooting. He can absolutely make a difference with his IQ. But is the defensive presence still going to be there? Is he still going to be able to get up and down the court? Still a lot of questions surrounding Lonzo Ball and his present and his future. So the Chicago Bulls absolutely should be looking at Josh Giddey as their eventual starter for now and the future. But the thing is will Josh Giddey and his talent and his abilities be able to propel the Chicago Bulls to new heights when it comes to offensive rating? Because being 22nd and 19th in offensive rating the last 2 seasons just hasn't been good enough. Being 28th and then not even out of the bottom 20, out of the bottom rankings in pace is just not good enough, especially with a young squad now. But now you add Josh Giddey, and I believe one of the major things he's going to improve is pace. I believe that along with him and all these young guys that's on the squad, they should be able to get up and down the court relatively well or fast and be able to increase their pace and become more modern with their offensive approach. I know there's going to be some people that think about Nikola Vucevic, and I'm going to think about him as well. But I'm gonna say he's not gonna be a large burden to where he's not going to be able to run up and down the court. And I say to hell with it. It's either you get with us or you get lost. It is what it is. If I'm Josh Giddey, we gone. You're going to either keep up and receive this pass, or I'm going to give it to somebody else. That's just how you look at that. But I also believe that Josh Giddey in his playmaking ability, his driving ability is going to open up a lot of things for players on this team. We know that the Bulls the last few years wanted to improve their shooting profile, is what they called it. We know that these guys, they really wanted to go ahead and really focus on what was taking place for the Chicago Bulls on when it came to trying to elevate the three-point shot. But it didn't work out so well from last season. I think that's in part because of the point guard play. Not any knocks against Kobe, but I also think there is, some things going on with other players as well. You know what I'm saying? Javon Carter never really panned out to be the guy that we thought he was going to be, that three-point shooter, that pit bull, that guy that you could put up in there. Then we had Torrey Craig facing injuries. Patrick Williams obviously was a key part of that with him going down. So it was a lot of things going on with the Chicago Bulls. But if we're looking at what Josh Giddey is going to have at his disposal, he's going to have some really decent or good shooters on his squad. We talking about Kobe White last season, 37%. Zach LaVine, he was bad last year. It was a down year for him, but he's at 35%. Nikola Vucevic, he was terrible. Io was 40% three-point shooter. Patrick Williams at 39%. You round it up, it's 40% that is a three-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? So they still got some things that you can work with. You hope that you want to see Dalen Terry improve his three-point shot. He said he's been working on it. You just want to see him go ahead and get that 23% up. Let's go ahead and get that 23% up for Dalen Terry. Let's make sure he's at that 35% at a minimum. If he can start hitting that and improving and taking steps and hitting that at a 35% clip, that's going to be much better for the Chicago Bulls. But then it's not just going to be about the three-point shooting. It's going to be some of the things that's going to also open up when you're running some actions with your dribble handoffs, with your pin downs, with your pick and roll actions that's going to take place. I believe Josh Giddey and his passing ability is going to be exceptional to open it up a lot for these guys. And the biggest thing that I like is now you have on the basketball court multiple ball handlers that can initiate this offense. So the way that I'm looking at the starting lineup is Kobe White and Josh Giddey is going to be in their starting lineup, or at least I hope, you know what I'm saying? But those two guys have that one is what more versed as that point guard than the other. That's the Giddey versus the Kobe White, but Kobe White has worked his ass off to be considered a point guard. So now you open it up for both of these guys, and they kind of differentiate a little bit amongst each other. Kobe White, he can play exceptionally well off the ball. Josh Giddey, he's better with the ball in his hands, and Kobe White can take some pressure off of him sometime and initiate some offense as well from his experiences last season. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to watch this offense. And one thing that me and C-Dub talked about kind of offline is, what about when you get Lonzo and Giddey on the floor at the same time, y'all? What is that going to look like when we get Lonzo Ball and Josh Giddey on the court at the same time? I believe that's a lineup you got to try out. You got the big point guard in Giddey with the 6'8" with his passing ability. He's a hell of a driver to the basket. And then you got the other big point guard who's a hell of a three-point shooter. And these guys have great IQs. These guys have great passing ability. And if you throw those two out there, you know what I'm saying? We don't know if it's going to happen. But if you throw those two out there with a P. Will, with some more shooting, or some guys that fit the mold, or once you figure out what that rotational lineup will look like, it can be very, very exciting for a second unit, or what I'm saying, just like that overlap time to when you got some of your first team guys in with your second team guys. That can be a great overlap for the Chicago Bulls if they can exploit that in the right way, because of both of these guys' passing ability. Now, if you find both of these guys and put them with some decent players, or Kobe White, or Ayodo Sumu, or Patrick Williams, you know what I'm saying? And who knows what else comes out of this? You can have some good stuff. And then I just want to see if Jalen Smith is going to be solid enough. I believe he's going to do well, but I want to see if he's solid enough to catch those passes under the basket that's going to come to him, and you got to catch it and go right up. Otherwise, it's getting blocked, or it's knocked out of your hands. So it's a lot of things to be excited about when it comes to the squad, because these this Josh Giddey kid is definitely different. And we've seen it with the with the exhibition games in the Olympics, especially his game against USA. He was going nuts, but not going nuts per se, but he was definitely one of the driving factors for their attempt comeback. You know what I'm saying? He was penetrating. That's a joke for my boy. Hey. But shout out to him. But hey, it was a lot of things that we seen come out of that game versus the USA in the exhibition game versus Australia. Josh Giddey was able to get to the basket just whatever he wanted. So if the Bulls could continue to, what I'm saying, if the Bulls can lean into that, they should be off to a good start. But let me know you in the chat down below, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all feeling about Josh Giddey? Y'all think he's going to be able to open up this Chicago Bulls offense? Yes or no down below in the chat. Let me know. Now, before we go, we got to talk about something Joe Cowley pretty much said. Joe Cowley been saying a lot these last few weeks, but on this particular one, he said that the Chicago Bulls fans should keep their eyes open on the Clippers. Look, I'm looking at the Clippers. I say, okay, cool. I'm going to keep my eyes open, but they going to be like, don't y'all know how y'all eyes be open when you just wake up? You know what I'm saying? That you just wake up and you lay in the bed and you up, but you not up. You know what I'm saying? Like you just woke up. You know today is Wednesday, but you still laying in bed with your eyes closed and you don't know what time it is yet. That's how I'm gonna look at this. That's how I'm gonna keep my eyes open for the Clippers. I know the Clippers are there, but I don't expect to know when they coming. Just surprise me. I'm with that type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because they picked up Derrick Jones Jr. and they signed, I believe, they signed Nick Batum back. So I'm trying, and gave James Harden another contract. And Russell Westbrook picked up his player option. And I'm trying to see what the hell they gonna be able to give us. Are y'all giving us Terrence Mann? He's a guard forward. Is it too crowded for the Chicago Bulls? I don't know. Are y'all giving us Norman Powell? I'm gonna say hell to the no, y'all not giving us Norman Powell, because y'all, that's probably one of that's literally your sixth man off the bench, literally. Or with PG go, he might find a way to start him. Then they signed Kevin Porter Jr. as well. I don't want to do it on my squad. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? But just like when you watch the Clippers, you just don't know what to get out of them. You don't know what to expect. We don't know if Kawhi Leonard gonna play. Yes, I had to throw a stray in there for Kawhi Leonard. But nonetheless, Joe, I get it, but I'm not too moved by it. Can I say that? I'm not too intrigued. My mindset right now is Zach LaVine is playing for the Chicago Bulls this season until otherwise. Right now, I believe Zach LaVine is playing this season for the Chicago Bulls. How many other games that is, I don't really care for that right now. I just know at the start of the season and preseason, training camp, regular season, at that start, Zach LaVine, my expectation is that Zach LaVine will be there. That's the mindset that I'm going to have until told otherwise. Until a report comes out and says the Chicago Bulls have traded Zach LaVine to the Clippers or whoever. That's when I'll be like, all right, Zach ain't on the squad no more. But as of right now, the Bulls anticipate Zach LaVine being on his squad unless something changes around the league. That's what I'm gonna rock with. If you want to get happy about it, cool. But y'all know how we gonna treat this. We gonna treat it just like any other news for the last few weeks, the last few days. We gonna take that shit with a grain of salt and keep it pushing and keep talking about this Bull Summer League team. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely get on the live later today and break some more Bulls stuff down because Montes Buzelis is looking like a early. Is it too early to say Montes Buzelis is a rookie of the year candidate? Is it too early for that? Now, who gives a damn? We gonna talk about it. But nonetheless, we done talking about that stuff today. Let us know your thoughts and everything down below so we can chop it up and talk Bulls basketball. If you want to be a part of the episodes, call in, leave your voicemail, and leave your take on whatever you want to talk about Chicago Bulls. Say, hey, Bobby. Hey, C-Dub. Woo, 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 woo. For my people in Chicago, y'all know what woo, 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 woo mean. So, woo, 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 woo. When you call the phone and leave your take. The number is 773-242-9219. Call in, state your name, leave your take, hang up, get it played on the episode. Thank y'all so much, though. Bulls Nation, y'all the best. Make sure you subscribe on your way out. And also, see red. And of course, y'all already know. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. For sure.
Cognac.